Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, welcome people to episode 210 of Dude and a Monkey. I am one of your co-hosts, Mark Foster, and as ever, I am joined by...
Ian Loring, hello.
This week we are going to chat the new Netflix movie, the short film, War Machine. We're also going to, I think, will this count as the first part of our Twin Peaks chat, or the first proper part of our Twin Peaks chat?
Yeah, I suppose last week was probably almost like part zero.
Yeah, part zero. We love a part zero on this, don't we? We started with an episode zero, didn't we? Yes. All those years we talking about Star Wars. The first new Star Wars announcement, I think it was, wasn't it?
Bloody hell.
Yeah. And then we've had two movies, yeah. On the cusp of a third. So we're going to chat some Twin Peaks. What I will say, remember guys, we are all spoilers all the time, so we will be spoiling the first 4 episodes of the new series of Twin Peaks. We will get to some what you've been watching, but I'm going to guess that between the two of us there's not that much because it's kind of been taken over by various bits.
Yeah, I mean I've got a few.
I've actually got a couple, so that's pretty cool. That.
Okay.
Also as well, I think, relating to the movie we're going to cover, I think we might have a brief discussion about the current furore that is going on as to where Netflix position stands within films. It won't be like a big long discussion, but I'm guessing we might segue quite nicely into that from talking about War Machine, with it being a big budget Netflix movie, I suppose is the best way to describe it. Then we're also going to chat the usual bits of some trailers, some questions, and other relevant bits. Is there anything I have missed there, Ian?
Shall I rant a little bit?
You are about to rant, I think, about something which is movie kind of encapsulated, I suppose, what you could say, couldn't you? From here, yeah. Go on.
My Xbox says that I've played 3.5 hours of the Friday the 13th game.
Would that be a stretch to call it you've played, or have you essentially viewed the menu screen?
The
error screen.
The menu screen, it crashing back to the Xbox dashboard. I've been able to have a look at some of the characters.
Ooh, are you lucky?
Yeah, great. 3.5 hours, cost $31.99. You basically convinced me to buy it, you bastard.
Is this like the fact that you all know £2.49?
Do I?
After convincing him to watch that Nick Cage film, so he rented it, or was it the other way around?
Oh, I'm not sure about that.
From a while ago.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, yeah, alright, fine. No, you're not getting any money out of me. But
I don't think you convinced it to watch it. You just said, it's not actually that bad. And he rented it and said, if it's shit, you owe me $2.50.
Yeah. No, okay. Well, I've got a propensity for Nick Cage dog eat dog aside. Yeah. So, yeah, no, indeed. So this is the Kickstarter game, which raised quite a lot. And the thing is, it's a team of 5 people, basically. And even though the tweets of one of them on Friday suggested there were only 2 in the office that day.
Yeah, which on launch day is a little bit...
Now, the thing is, they were saying that basically, for those who don't know, the Friday the 13th game, it launched and people just have barely been able to play it. Apparently PC is okay, PS4 is getting there, Xbox One is still a complete shit show. And they've blamed it on Amazon servers, which apparently were shite, and then they migrated over. That was a tweet yesterday. Doesn't seem to have made any difference whatsoever, at least to me. At the moment, the only way you seem to be able to get into a game is if you specifically do a private match between people that you know, which obviously requires you to have friends who have got the game. I know of one other person I know who has it, and he's got it on a PlayStation 4, so that doesn't really work. Now, the thing is as well, they were saying that it was unexpected demand, and like it's blown up on Twitch. It's been blowing up on Twitch for the last few days because Twitch streams were allowed a couple of days before the game actually came out. So
right.
they should have had an idea off of that. And also, if yes, they are a small company, it's being published by a larger company. They should be able to do sales projections.
Not only that, there's. I mean, I've been kind of loosely kind of following it when I can't at the moment. I was actually interested in getting it. The thing that put me off it, I was actually going to buy it on Friday because Bex was out with a friend. So I had Friday night to myself, and I was going to buy it Friday, and then I read that the single player mode isn't launching until summer.
Yeah.
So I thought, do you know what? I'm not that into multiplayer co-op games. I'd probably prefer just to play and get a level of the single player thing, and then go from there. So I decided against it. But I was kind of following it and having a look and sort of seeing, and it did seem like a lot of people were having issues. And yeah, you can say to people they're saying, look, we are a Kickstarter company, we're not a huge company, but etc. and things like that. And there is a certain amount of, I think, good grace you can give to people, but then there's a certain amount of, all right, but you chose to launch it. And it's essentially it's shit the bed on launch.
And the thing is, you can't. It's digital only at the moment. They're gonna do a physical copy, but at the moment it's digital only. Now Steam, they let you get refunds on things as long as you've not played more than 2 hours. I believe is what it is. Xbox, that feature is actually currently kind of in beta for their Insider program members, and PlayStation don't offer that at all. Now, I thought digital refunds was a thing for everybody on Xbox One, so that's my fault for not looking into it beforehand.
Can I just, what I will state is, although officially PlayStation 4 don't offer refunds on their digital content, you can get refunds on their digital content.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not an easy process. Like,
no, you do have to contact them. You have to prove the reasons why, etc. and things like that.
I mean, the thing is with this, literally, it's not fit for purpose. If there was a single player mode at launch, and they could say, well, look, in the end of the day, yeah, multiplayer's having problems. You are able to play the game, just not fully featured. Fair enough. You can't play the game. You literally, I mean, like, unless you're lucky, or unless you do a fucking workaround that you shouldn't have to do,
no,
you can't play the game. So, it's, I think that's like a sale of goods act thing. As much
if something's faulty, then it's not fit for purpose. Therefore, you have bought something that isn't fit for purpose. So if a suitable exchange cannot be offered, then a refund must be. But it is one of those things, they have to offer a refund.
Yeah, I mean, I would take, at this point, I mean, I'm going to try it again tonight because I really want to play it.
That's it. It seems because I saw a few of the tweets they put out, and it does seem like they're desperately trying to say, look, we are sorry. But there was one that said, we are sorry, but we do kind of have to sleep. And it's a bit like, oh.
Yeah, it's... The thing is... you
do, but when people are pissed off the fact that they're not getting money, maybe sleep in shifts.
Well, there's that, and it's also... It's just like... It's weird, because there were some people like really defending them and saying like, oh, these fucking people just don't have any patience and they can't wait, blah, blah, blah. But no, you have patience. That's why there's a release date.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a common thing these days, and with games, just launching buggy and fucked, basically. It does happen sometimes, and I understand... These guys are indie developers and whatnot, but it's just like, you must be able to stress test for a worst case apocalypse scenario, which it sounds like is what they've had. Because fair play, it's had more interest than they expected.
Which is great, but this could fucking kill it in the water.
That's it, and the only saving grace for them at the moment is the fact that it is a ball ache getting digital refunds on most platforms. That's it.
The thing is, the strange thing is, it seems to be because nowadays you can patch, and you can patch because you can state you have to be online to play this game, or 99.9% of the time people are online. You can patch so that for instance, you can FIFA. I buy FIFA every year, and every year they demo it. It is beta tested to an extent.
Yeah.
Because I got offered the beta last year, because of all the hours I racked up on it. They offered me the beta, but I didn't have time. I know, that was a fucking strange email to get. Congratulations, you were signed up to play 17,000 hours of FIFA last year. Would you like the beta? So I was tempted, but I didn't take it up, because the beta actually as well only gives you access to the game, the menu system, and to play it online. And I didn't play online, so I thought, you know what? Okay. But they bug test it by releasing it, and then work out what the problems are, and then fix it, and then put out a patch.
Well, I mean,
so it's almost become a little bit like the industry standard now is to go, right, how do we get it to a point where we can sell it enough, release it, and then we'll pick up any bugs or any patches or anything from there, and we can just drop it as an automatic download.
Yeah, no, exactly. I will stop in a minute, but that's exactly what happened with like Mass Effect Andromeda. So you saw me live stream some of that,
yeah,
and that game just hard crashed on me several times, and it was just it was obviously, it was released 2 weeks before the end of the financial year. It was so obviously. They just had they had their expectations in that they would get opening week money from that in that financial year, so they had to do it. And as a result, Mass Effect the series has been put on ice. Which, if you said that 5 or 6 years ago, no one would have believed, because that fucker was huge when Mass Effect 3 came out. The developer, it was BioWare Montreal, who were a former support studio. For like making multiplayer maps and stuff like that for main BioWare campaign stuff. It was their first game, and they've basically been told, right, you're not doing that again. Back to support studio you go, even though it's probably not their fucking fault. But that game came out and just got so derided for early stuff, and it has been patched, and apparently it has been improved, but early bugs were so derided that it just killed it dead.
That's the thing with games nowadays. They almost have an opening weekend.
Yeah, they really do. They really
do. If things, the thing is, you can see that as a little bit, because people get excited about game releases nowadays. When gaming has become a big thing, and as they should. I get excited every year about the FIFA when weekend of FIFA comes out. Before that, I used to get excited when Pro Evo used to come out. I used to take the weekend off work for it, so I could just crash through it. I won't do it now, but I did used to. And so people get excited about it, and then if you get it home. And then for a while you had the thing of getting it home, putting it in your machine and going, right, brilliant, I'll play that in 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And then you'd go back to it. And then you'd have ones where you'd have servers crashing, and now you can start playing it and you go da-da-da-da-da-da, you might get 45 minutes into your game and then the fucker crashes. It's, it is a problem. And they've it's gone from a problem where they've gone, do you know what? We can actually kind of get away with it, because what they're going to do, take it back. And it almost does seem a little bit like they're willing to risk it sometimes.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's just, this obviously took them by surprise with Friday the 13th. It obviously did, but it kind of feels like they didn't do their fucking homework beforehand, and that's not really good enough.
In a nowadays time, with the level of bandwidth, broadband and servers and things like that, anybody whose fucking servers crash is ridiculous. I remember about 3-4 years ago, same principle but slightly different, slightly off topic with it, I suppose, is when you buy Liverpool tickets and you can buy them in blocks. So you can't buy a ticket for an individual match. You buy it for a block of matches,
right.
And they come in like 4 blocks. And then there's 2 matches every year are just general release. And my dad has what's called fan card. So fan card gives you the right to buy so many blocks. And their servers kept on crashing. So any day where you went to where the ticket sales went on, the servers would just crash out. And it depended on whose servers you were on. So you could be on and you could be sat next to somebody who's also trying to log on. And whichever server, if you connect to one server via their routing through, it's not something you select, you could get kicked off. But the guy next to you is going fine. And the owners found out about this because a lot of people complained on social media and things like that, and looked into it and basically came out and said, that is, John Henry's exact word, that's fucking stupid that any company nowadays should be able to blame servers. That was about 3 years ago. He said that is amateur hour of the fucking highest order. And he was using the expletives. He said it's amateur hour of the highest fucking order to blame servers. If you expect to get 100,000 people coming through a gate, you need to build a gate big enough for 200,000 people, not 100,000.
There you go.
And it is a little bit like that. So yeah, I can see why that's very, very frustrating.
It's just it killed my Friday night. You know what I mean?
It does.
It just like it was like waiting for that. It was like fuck it, and then I watched the last 40 minutes of a film that I'll talk about later that I just fucking also killed my Friday night. I was WhatsApping you, so I think you probably know what it is, but fucking hell. But yeah, assuming I'm actually able to get on at some point, I'm going to do some live streaming of it. So,
I'm looking forward to watching that.
Yeah, I mean, like, it sounds so cool though, like the fact that like your mic audio, when like hearing other people, you can only hear other people when they are close to you in the game.
That's it. It sounds like such a good game. It looks fun. It looks good. I really do hope that it comes out and it all works out for him. And they put out press release just going, look, we're fucking sorry. We did kind of drop the ball, and we apologise. Here's some fucking downloadable content we're going to give to you for free.
They're going to need to say anybody who bought it on the first weekend, I know for the Kickstarter backers, they gave them as part of the bonus. Tom Savini designed a new Jason like costume. I think they probably need to just give that to people who bought it in the first weekend.
Yeah.
If they do that, and if it's fucking playable tonight/tomorrow, cool.
Yeah.
But it's like I bet they're glad it was over a weekend and a holiday weekend in the US, where Xbox and PlayStation support probably aren't as available as they usually are. Because I think you'd have had a lot of people fucking just asking, give me my money back.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, that was a tangent.
Trailers.
I haven't seen any.
Right, I've seen a couple.
Okay, go.
Hitman's Bodyguard trailer 2.
Does it still look as fun as it did previously?
Yeah, it probably more so.
Yes, okay.
It looks like so much fucking fun. It turns out, I think that from what I can gather now from trailer 2 is Ryan Reynolds' character and Samuel L. Jackson's character have a little bit of history.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. So yeah, it looks good. Really? So you've not watched the new Spider-Man trailer?
Oh, fuck a duck! Yeah, no, I did. I totally did. Yeah.
Yeah, with the Iron Spider-Man suit.
Yeah. Sorry, yes, I totally have.
Yeah. What are you thinking?
I'm. Who knows?
I'm like that. Do you know what? I'm watching it going. I should be watching it going. Fuck off. That's a little bit. What is it? But I'm kind of, the more I watch of it, and the more people are turning on it, the more I'm going, can we just remember this as a Spider-Man movie?
I really, really like that he's an excitable kid.
Yeah.
They haven't had that in these fucking films yet, and that feels like a fresh enough take. That and the way that they are involving it in the MCU, I think is quite clever.
The thing that's getting me through it is seeing interviews with him and bits like that, and the fact that you watch it going, he's a charismatic as fuck guy.
That kid's
out of it.
awesome, Tom Holland. Good on him.
He is, and you look at it going, do you know what? Even if reviews all come out and say it's shit and everything like that, I'm still gonna go. I'm still gonna spend my money because I want it to be a hit for him.
He just looks like he's having the best time.
It does, but he looks like he's having the best time. But he's also been a really nice guy with it.
Yeah, no, totally.
He very much is going down the Daniel Radcliffe route of being cast into stratosphere of going, I'm gonna enjoy this, but I'm gonna not be a dick doing it because I saw what happened to Alex Pettyfer when he was a dick about stuff, and now he gets cast in nothing. If there was a straight to DVD fucking Magic Mike 3, he probably still won't get in it.
Well, no, fucking Lottie wants to see this as well. It's not happening, but like she's asked a couple of times about it, and it's just like because she's seen me watching the trailer and stuff, and obviously she knows who Spider-Man is, and it's just no fucking way. I mean, maybe when it comes out. The thing is, as well, because it's Sony, it's going to be a fucking Marvel Studios film in 4K at last.
Yeah.
And when the 4K comes out, maybe I'll show her bits of it, but she wouldn't sit there and watch the whole thing anyway. But I don't know. It looks good, and it's just the reason why I mention that is because, it's my first experience of like having a young kid kind of watch that and go like, oh, that looks like something I want to see, and me being like, no. It's which is kind of brutal. She didn't want to watch Return of Xander Cage. I'll tell you that for free. Well, no, I mean, like I was watching it, and Donna and Lottie came home, but Lottie took like one look at it, and she was like, "Daddy, this is boring." And it was like, no, it's not boring. It's fucking brilliant, you little shit.
You're fucking boring.
Yeah, you're fucking boring, you little fucking crying machine. But anyway, yeah.
And the other one, last one I watched, because what I haven't that much out, is the Wind River trailer, the Taylor Sheridan directorial debut, written and directed by him. Looks fucking good.
Okay. Nice.
Looks really fucking good.
Oh.
Jeremy Renner, Elizabeth Olsen, and John Barenthal. Body washes, not just wash up, body is found in a remote Indian reservation in Wyoming in the snow, in one of the most remote places in America, where it bases in the trailer, 90% of crimes in this area are not solved. It is that remote.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, it looks really fucking good. It looks very much like it's in the same sort of similar vein as Sicario and Hell or High Water in the terms of it's going to be quite heavy going in its message, but a well-written story. It's going to be interesting to see how Taylor Sheridan gets on with directing, to see if he's got the same kind of eye for directing as he does for writing. But I'm very much looking forward to it. I think he's going to be absolutely somebody to watch out for.
I think it won something at Cannes.
Has it? It's also Nick Cave and Warren Ellis score as well.
Like the film we're going to talk about.
Like the film we're going to talk about, yeah.
Yeah, it won, 2 ticks. It won something in Uncertain Regard, which is like the second tier thing yesterday.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Oh, Best Director. He got Best Director.
Best Director? Ooh,
yeah.
Well, that's very interesting then.
Yeah. No, very good. Should we talk about
Yes.
what we're going to talk about?
Yeah.
Sweet.
So, that's it, right. So, War Machine, the Netflix movie from David Michon, who obviously wrote and directed Animal Kingdom and The Rover. I've not seen The Rover. You saw it, but were not too keen on it.
It was my birthday film a couple years back, and it was bobbins.
Yeah, whereas Animal Kingdom, I think we're both in agreement, is a
very
fucking
good.
stellar film.
Oh, yeah.
That's a fantastic movie. That is Animal Kingdom.
The
This
Rover,
time
he wants his car. He wants his fucking car back because his dead dog's in it. It's an hour and a
that's
half.
the Rover, isn't it?
It's an hour. It's fucking. So like that title's weirdly punny, even though it probably doesn't mean that in Australia. But like fucking that fucking film, man. Like it was just. Oh, he's so angry about this car. He's so angry about this car. Why does he want this car? Oh, because it had his only connection to humanity that he had left in it. It's just fuck off. Like, no.
I remember it angered you when you spoke about it. Because I was going to watch it, and you actually sent me a message saying, you could, but you shouldn't.
Yeah, no, he's a director. Well, I don't know. I was going to say he's a director of promise, but you know, we'll talk.
We'll talk about that because I think I know we might agree on this one. So this is set in 2009 to 2010, I believe. It is a part fictional but part based around fact story of Stanley McChrystal, who's actually just called 4-star General Glenn McMahon in this film, played by Brad Pitt. We've also got Anthony Michael Hall, Topher Grace, Will Poulter, cameos from Tilda Swinton and Ben Kingsley. Trying to think of who else is in there that you might recognise people. There's a few of those. Oh, it's him from that thing. People within the film. So it is about, I say, General McMahon. He, at the start of the film, essentially is given the role of sorting out the war in in Afghanistan and bringing that to an end. And he's overseeing everything, sort of the US's involvement and the coalition's involvement. And he's a career. He's a career soldier who very much sort of sticks behind the book, but also at the same time, it would seem, plays by his own rules and sticking by the book. And he's played in this as almost a bit like a caricature, would you say? Is that fair?
I don't know what the fuck he is in this film, to be fair.
Yeah. So there's not much. It may sound like I'm not really understanding what the film's about in terms of story, but there's not actually that much that goes on story-wise in this movie. Ian, War Machine, what did you think?
Right, I liked it, but it's a fucking mess.
Yeah.
I enjoyed my time with it. I enjoyed individual scenes in it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel coherent in the slightest. And I will also, I just want to say, I would rather watch with the look that Russell Crowe has on his face in the last 10 seconds of this film, I wish I was watching that film.
Right. This movie's over 2 hours long, I must add, right? It's, and I'm sort of jumping in here, but
no, it's fine.
It's barely a film.
I'm already going to downgrade my rating on Letterboxd. I 3.5 out of 5. I think is actually too positive, even in this opening minute of conversation.
Yeah,
sorry, go on.
It's barely a film, which, in agreement with you, I did enjoy certain bits of it, and I did enjoy certain parts of it, but it meanders like a motherfucker.
Oh my god, yeah.
Nothing happens at all, yet stuff actually does happen. I think it's satirical, but I'm not sure it ever is satirical enough. I don't know whether it's telling, whether it's showing that this is, whether it's trying to criticise Brad Pitt's character, or whether or not it's trying to praise him for his good intentions. I don't know whether he's supposed to be a bumbling fool or a strategical genius who is working with bumbling fools. I don't know whether it's about Americans going into everything too gung-fucking-ho, or Americans seeming like they're going everything gung-ho, but they actually know what they're doing. It is just a fucking mess.
Yeah, I mean, it's... And you've got to blame David Michôd for this, because it feels like for the first half of the film, he said to Brad Pitt, right, do your character in Fury, but 30% more Coen brothers.
Yes, that is so accurate.
You know, and then for the second half of it, he's gone, do a sad bastard version of your character from Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah.
And it's like, so, yes, are you supposed to laugh at him? Are you supposed to like him? You know, because... And I think it's kind of interesting because it's it's getting at the complexities of a man who wants to do the right thing, but is also hung up on his own personal, I need to make my own mark.
That's it. 'Cause the thing is, he does seem like a thoroughly likeable character.
I mean, Tilda Swinton says herself in her one scene bit, I'm saying all this, I think you are a good man. And it's like, yeah all the way through, you think he's a good man. But is he a good man who's also a goofy bastard, or a good man who's a bit of a selfish dick? Which one is it?
That's it. And I think it straddles it a little bit too much. But, like I say, he does seem like a good guy who's just... The other point there is he a good guy who's been put in a situation where he's destined to fucking fail?
Well, I mean,
and they've put him there as almost like he's not going to create too much of a mess, and they've put him in there as a little bit of a patsy.
Well, yeah, I mean, they totally have, and that's the thing. But he's in there thinking, "This is my this is my moment. I am going to take fucking what's the area called?
Hellmount.
Hellmount. Yeah, thank you. And he's like, I'm going to take Hellmount. I'm going to make my mark. So I mean, and there's the selfishness there, which it feels like the start of the film would dig into, but by the end, it's like they change their mind and they're actually going, no, feel sorry for him, because even though he's sending these people out there to die, which he is, even though he thinks he's not. At the same time, it's because he is basically going a bit mad with the pressure of it all, and it's his last chance. It's. I don't know what David Michôd was going for here.
No, and that's the kind of the worry of the film is you don't really know where it's going, because you've got a character, for instance, like Anthony Michael Hall in it. Who is so caricature, it's untrue. And all he seems to do is just get angry and shout at things.
I mean, I liked that his dog-like admiration for.
And that was it. But did you not find as it got to the start that we were, but as it got further through it, it got a little bit like, we get it.
Oh no, yeah, no, totally. It's very, very one note. It's very one note.
Yeah, whereas the other side of it, you've got he does play the note well. Yeah, you've got John Magaro as his the special ops guy. The other side of him, who's doing all the organising and stuff like that. He's actually played quite straight, and he's the only one that's almost sort of straight out of the lot of them. The rest of them are all a little bit over the top. But we're saying this, but there are some really fun scenes in it. The scene where he pretends that the comms, he can't hear Alan Ruck. Not Alan Ruck, it's not Alan Ruck, who is it? Alan Ruck's the other guy, isn't it? Is it Josh Stewart? Who plays... fucking hell, which one is it? One of them. Anyway, the guy who's playing... can't remember his name. Anyway, you know which one I mean.
Yeah, I totally know which one you mean. Sorry. Yeah.
When he's playing and he's saying, "No, can't hear you," and he can clearly hear him, and he even gets fucking from Me Over Dying Girl into fuck about with the comms, and they're just laughing at each other. It's there's scenes like that are really good, and Brad Pitt's clearly kind of gone for it. The weird run that he's got works.
Again, that kind of feels like, is that what the guy this is based on did, or is that just do Coen brothers?
Yeah. And you're right, it is very corny. Having Topher Grace playing the character he's playing is spot on as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a stretch, is it? But it's nice to see Topher Grace in something.
It's nice to see Topher Grace playing almost. Topher Grace is a little bit like there's an evil twin Topher Grace, and he either plays ridiculously nice guy next door or ridiculously nice guy next door's evil twin.
Yeah, sure.
And there's a little bit like that, and I really like evil twin Topher Grace. I think, was it American Ultra he was in, and he played evil twin Topher Grace, and he's the only thing that is watchable in that entire fucking film.
I did. You put me off it.
Don't watch it. Unless you're a severe hard-on for evil twin Topher Grace, don't bother, and even then, don't bother, it's shit. But yeah, it's badly directed and written.
Yep. And he wrote and directed it.
And cast. I even think that some of the casting's a little bit off. You know, why is Tilda Swinton playing a German politician? Why does she need to play a German politician?
It is
to do an
fucking
accent?
weird that they got Tilda Swinton in to do that one scene.
I mean, I have no problem with them going in and doing that one scene, but it like you said, it felt too goofy. The accent felt a little bit like, really? If this is supposed to be a bit more punch in it, and this is supposed to be the moment where somebody kind of calls him out on the idea, and it shows how entrenched he is in the military dogma, then fine. But the problem is you're cutting through that with Tilda Swinton doing an almost slapstick German impression. Oh, look how she pronounces her W's. It just felt a little bit like, is this kind of it for you, Tilda, nowadays? Are you just going to turn up wearing a weird fucking wig and doing an accent?
She's going to be fucking brilliant in Okja, though. I'm looking forward to that.
Well, I watched the trailer for that today, and it looks fantastic. But there she's playing a little bit more straight, though, isn't she? It's not goofy. I didn't know that was just a slight 10. I didn't know that was co-written by John Ronson.
Yeah, man, he's fucking like fair play. I follow him on Twitter. He is so proud of that film.
He fucking should be. It looks fucking fantastic.
Yeah, not in like, I mean, he kind of says like, here's the trailer. I know it's like I'm selling it, but I'm really, really, really honoured that I'm involved in it, and I believe that. You know, I can't wait. End of June, I think that is on Netflix.
Even the big kind of action scene. Because I'm saying that, you know, that it feels like we're not talking that much about the movie here, but there's not a great deal to talk about beyond the bits we're mentioning. The one sort of big action scene in it where Will Poulter comes in, who's one of the only characters in it who doesn't have an almost kind of like zany quality to him, but does look, and maybe this is intentional, but he does look like he's 10 years too young for the character he's playing.
I think I mean, to be fair, he's obviously just leading a troop of boys.
Yeah, which I think might be intentional.
Yeah,
but don't get me wrong, he sells it really well.
No, he's good.
And when it first starts sort of, and he doesn't sell it as somebody who is out of his depth. He starts barking orders at people, and even I was there going, "Oh, that's why he was casting this, because clearly he looks like he just looks like a guy who would be able to do it, but he can he's talking it there." But it felt a little bit like that was supposed to be the big action scene in the whole thing, but it was done for 25 quid with an iPhone.
Yes.
Yeah, which, again, it's a Plan B movie, so it's Brad Pitt's production company, so you know he isn't getting 15 million for the movie. Nobody else in this fucking cast commands a fee. Yet this costs $60 million. Where the fuck did it go?
Yeah, that's... I don't know, I mean, like, it looks like they did made a bit of location shooting.
Fucking desert, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, they kind of, like, pop over Europe a little bit as well, don't they?
They do, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, 60 million is definitely... I'm surprised it cost that much, to be honest.
If this wasn't a Netflix movie, it would have maybe cost 40 or 50. No, right. We can jump, I think, into the what is it
I
in a
think
second.
if it's not a Netflix film, I don't think it gets made.
Just made, yeah. So I'll admit that's what I was about to say, which we'll draw close to our War Machine review in a second, and then we'll come on to our little brief discussion bit. But so this is David Michon's third movie, I believe now.
Indeed.
Right. So his first was Animal Kingdom. His second was The Rover, and his third is War Machine. Right. Was Animal Kingdom a fluke?
Yeah.
Or was it that it was a really good story and that the cast just happened to land really well? Because Joel Edgerton's fantastic in it. Guy Pearce is very good in it. Jackie Weaver, I remember, been magnificent. But, let's be honest, the absolute fucking standout in that movie was Ben Mendelsohn.
I mean, it was Jackie Weaver and Ben Mendelsohn's kind of coming out party.
It was, yeah.
Really, wasn't it? So...
And Ben Mendelsohn is... Because I remember when I watched that, I remember thinking, when he first arrived, Ben Mendelsohn arrived on it, I remember thinking, really? This is the guy that everyone's supposed to be a little bit fucking scared of? A guy who looks like the weird guy who always waits for the bus next to you and you think, God, I hope this weird kid don't talk to me. And then within half an hour of a minute you go, this guy's fucking terrifying. Ben Mendelsohn's great in something is just things that people say. He's always great in everything he fucking does. But was it a little bit that covered up, the casting in that covered up some cracks in the film? And now he's struggling to kind of recapture the magic that he had.
Yeah, I mean, I to be fair, I don't think this film's done him any favours. Like, the reviews have not been great.
No, tepid, I would say.
And I don't know, it kind of feels like end of May feels slightly like maybe Netflix have dumped it a little bit.
There was very little. It just kind of arrived. This is a Brad Pitt starring Netflix movie, and it just kind of dropped on Friday.
Yeah, I mean, it's odd. I mean, I think he's 1.5 for me. I mean,
Where are you with this? I'm touching cloth with it because I didn't not enjoy my time with it. I just think there was a better movie to be made out of the story.
I'm a mild, definitely not shit, but it's very, very mild. Very mild. Just because I don't feel like I wasted my time watching it.
Yeah.
But it could have been so much better.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think I'd probably be a little bit less harsh on it had I had a quieter week and have had sort of more time in my hands. But the fact that I did sort of spend 2 hours on this did make me go, a lot of other stuff I'm going to watch.
No, that's fair.
Our audience was definitely not shit 60%, touching cloth 20%, and shit 20%.
Fair enough.
So generally quite nice. We also did. I put another question. It's just a brief thing with what's happened at Cannes with Netflix getting a bit of what is it. We spoke about it briefly last week. Discussion poll. I just put, is Netflix good for the film industry? And the two choices you had there were You Bet or Hell No. You Bet got 91%, and Hell No got 9%. We'll get into more of a discussion about it, but out of those two options, Ian, where would you fall?
Well, I'd be hell yeah, because frankly, a film like War Machine, you release it in the cinema, I'm probably not going to go and see it. Yeah. You have it on Netflix, I watch it in 4K and HDR, I kind of feel like, right, that's a large part of my $7.99 a month kind of paid for, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have very little problems with it. Frankly, streaming in 4K would probably be better than the 2K DCP that they'd probably play in the cinema for it. So yeah. I think I probably had a better experience at home watching it than I did than I theoretically would have in the cinema if I had seen it, which I wouldn't have.
Yeah, and that is the thing. I mean, it does seem to be a little bit of the critics of it, of Netflix. I bet every fucking single one of them has a Netflix subscription. So you can't bitch and moan about Netflix, but still have Netflix. You can't have it that way. It's, in terms of thought, I get pissed off occasionally with Netflix. I'll be flicking through it going, fucking, I need to, and I'll be saying to myself, you need to Netflix, you need to fucking up your game. Because I'm sick of scrolling through fucking crime films and scrolling through thrillers, and it's all the same fucking shit. But at the end of the day, I always remind myself towards the end of it, but hang on a minute, this is £6 a fucking month. £6 a fucking month, and there's no limit to how much of it I can watch. And I guarantee you, in a month, even me saying, there's not enough selection or anything like that, I guarantee you, if there's some way, there was some magic drug that I could take that meant I didn't sleep for a month and I had to take an experiment just watching films on Netflix, I could start watching a film on the first day of the month at fucking 1 minute past midnight and get to the last day of the month at bang on midnight, and I won't watch the same film twice.
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, it's...
And I probably won't have even been fucking scraping the bottom of the fucking barrel. It'll probably all been, stuff that people have heard of or that I wanted to see that I'm maybe rewatching. And that would have still cost me my £6, whether or not I watched it or I never fucking watched out on it. I maybe watch 3 movies a month on Amazon Prime. I watch 3-4 movies a week on Netflix.
I mean, I think that, not to denigrate Amazon Prime, I think if it was as ubiquitous as Netflix is, because, I mean, Jesus Christ, you have TVs and Blu-ray players that have a Netflix button on them. It's the fact that it is more there than Amazon is. I mean, but Amazon is a perfectly decent service. And to be fair, in terms of the transition between film being a primarily theatrical experience and at home, Amazon are doing more than Netflix.
They are. My key complaints about the Amazon Prime thing are the interface is shit.
The interface for Amazon Prime is terrible. I mean, Netflix isn't great. Amazon Prime is fucking terrible. But, I mean, they financed the Neon Demon. They financed the remake of Suspiria, or partly financed the remake of Suspiria, which I'm really fucking looking forward to, considering the people involved.
And they take a different tack to the way that they do these things. They release them theatrically and then put them on Amazon Prime at the same time if they get released on home release.
Yeah, which absolutely no problem with that.
No, it's 2 ends of the scale. But the thing is, it's like we both said, War Machine doesn't get made if Netflix don't agree to make it.
Not in this day and age.
Mute doesn't get made.
It's, in the end of the day, I go to the cinema now. If I don't have a choice, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go and see Colossal this week because it's still playing in Cardiff.
I really wanted to go and see it. I really wanted to see it, but it's just not playing in York anymore.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's still playing a couple of times a day in the Cineworld. So I'm gonna go see Colossal, and I'm looking forward to it. But if that was one where it was on Netflix or Amazon Prime, then I would go see it there.
I'd watch it back.
Yeah. Alternatively, Wonder Woman this week. Yes, I'll have to deal with the shit munchers, but am I gonna go and see it on Cineworld Cardiff Super Screen with the Dolby Atmos sound? Yes, I am.
Wonder Woman out this week?
Yeah.
So is that Wonder Woman and Baywatch are out the same week?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. No, it comes out Thursday. Are we double reviewing next week, are we?
Yes. Yes.
It's fine by me. I'm morbidly interested in Baywatch, so I'll go see it.
I want to see Baywatch. I just need to work out when the fuck I'm going to watch them. I'm in the middle of a 17-day work stretch.
Well, Baywatch comes out tomorrow, doesn't it? That's the thing. So which is fucking weird.
Yeah, it is strange that. But that's the thing is Netflix, I was just saying to mute the upcoming Duncan Jones movie. He said the reason why he's making that with Netflix is they've offered to make it with him. Nobody else would make it. Nobody else could to make it. He wouldn't have been able to make it without them. And he's not saying, well, I've had to go with Netflix. He's basically said, that they came to me and went, oh, this movie you want to make? Yeah, we'll let you make it. Brilliant.
I mean,
and everybody always says that they're, who's worked with them said that they're a great company to work for. They basically say how much you need to do it. There, all right, there you go. Get on with it.
I mean that's the thing. I mean it's the small screen experience that you can have is just getting to a point where it rivals or betters that than in the cinema. Like I've said before, the Revenant on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray is the best looking presentation of a film I have ever seen. I like full stop. It is. And I include like 35mm projection in that because prints get damaged. I mean, Christ, I fucking damaged a print of The Dark Knight when I was working in the cinema once, and I just like watching that. And the thing is, it wasn't damaged enough to like get another copy in, but just fucking seeing the scratches that I made in that fucker. Oh, Jesus Christ. So, there's that. And yes, there's the warmth of the 35mm,
Yeah.
And I mean, I think with Dunkirk, it's going to be interesting. I am very much planning on seeing that in 70mm if at all possible. That it'll come out in the wash how easy that's going to be. But apart from like special kinds of things like that, like I said, I mean, War Machine 4K HDR, it doesn't look as good as 4K Blu-ray. It doesn't. It genuinely doesn't. And I'm not just saying that as like fucking blowing air. It doesn't. I compare that to the 4K of Batman versus Superman. It genuinely, and it blows it out the fucking water in terms of like detail and clarity and whatnot. However, War Machine in 4K HDR streaming versus in the cinema, I think would be a comparable experience because the cinema's would be using a 2K DCP. That's one of the slight tangent. It's not really a tangent actually. One thing. I took Lottie to the cinema this morning, and they had an ad for the Cineworld Super Screen, and they were saying dual 4K projection. It's like, your projectors may be 4K, the vast majority of DCPs
of what's coming through it isn't.
Is 2K.
Yeah. That is quite literally like buying a Blu-ray player and then putting a DVD in it and saying, look, HD. All played through a Blu-ray player.
Yeah, that is something that really, really pisses me off. And the thing is, when it is 4K material, it does look substantially better. I remember seeing we had a 4K projector. Actually, no, we didn't have a 4K projector. We had a 2K when I was still working for View. But when I got let go from the AA, the general manager at View at the time invited me in to talk about if there was. I mean, he was offering me a job. He was like, I can't. It was basically a 0-hour contract thing, but he was like, I will give you a shitload of hours, I just can't put it in writing. I didn't go for it, obviously, but he showed me, they got a 4K projector in, and he showed me the 4K trailer of Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Oh, that looked lovely.
Fuck me.
That looked fucking stunning.
Like, wow. But that was something actually, but you don't get that. That it's one of the biggest lies that cinemas tell at the moment. Is that because View as well at the start of all their stuff I've noticed, it says like 4K projection at the start of theirs because I know they did a licensing deal with Sony. They did a licensing deal with Sony for a bunch of 4K projectors, but again, the things aren't in 4K. Wonder Woman will probably be in 4K. I love you too, lots. You okay? Yeah. Sorry. You got the iPad to work. That's good, babe. You've been painting. Oh, that's brilliant. Sorry, Mark.
That's right.
But yeah, like when I go see Colossal tomorrow, there's no way that's a 4K.
No, not a chance.
But just going back to the original point, and sorry, Netflix 4K stuff won't be as good as projected 4K. Won't be as good as 4K Blu-ray. It will be as good or better than most films. That the quality of most films playing in a cinema now.
Yeah, and that's it. And, the thing is, because Noel comment on this, our comic book correspondent, and he's put, I'll read the whole thing outside of a few tweets. Other people are so protective of the billion-dollar studios who care so much about their customers, but competition is no bad thing. Netflix and other streaming services have a price point which has to have an impact on piracy. It was time for the model to change, and it has, but most importantly, Netflix is good for consumers. But what about the theatrical experience? Fuck the theatrical experience. Have you been to a cinema recently? I don't want to watch movies with those clowns. Give me premium releases at home on streaming, and I'll pay. And Glenn T. Chapman says, the theatrical experience increases the risk of being around insufferable cunts. At least at home, I'm the only insufferable cunt. That is something. I didn't join in on a thread, but I saw a thread from somebody the other day who was saying that why shouldn't he be allowed to... somebody who writes about film was saying why shouldn't he be allowed to check his phone and check his text messages, and why would that bother other people in the cinema? And people were pointing out to me and saying, light.
Yeah.
Because it lights up. You're saying, yeah, but a little bit of light bothers you. Yes.
Yeah.
And that is the mentality of people nowadays. And he was saying, if it bothers so many people, why don't anyone come and say? And I thought, and there was a lot of people saying, well, most people are too polite. And I thought, all right, mate, you're getting a fucking screening with me. I am not too fucking polite to go up to you and say, and I'm not nice about it. I don't see why I fucking should be. There is an announcement before the film starts in every fucking screen I go to. I don't know what it's like in every fucking cinema chain, but in the two cinema chains I go to, which are View and Picture House, there is an announcement before it saying, hey, don't fucking use your fucking phones.
Isn't it like that Mark Strong thing where it's like pitch black? Yeah. You see, I like that. Fair play. Like they really do try. Don't get that with Cineworld. I'll say that for free.
Do you not? Because what's it as well? Picture House have a very similar thing, where they state it's loud, it's either noise pollution or it's light pollution. So don't do it. I happily, I don't give a fuck who you are. If you fucking use your phone, don't get me wrong, I'll give it a few seconds. The minute I see light, I don't get daggers and go straight up and go, put your fucking phone away. But if somebody does it and it's for more than 5 seconds, or they do it twice, I will happily go up to them and say, can you put your fucking phone away?
I will be honest, with my Apple Watch, if I hear a vibration, I will pull up my sleeve and I will look at it under there.
That fucking lights up and I see it more than fucking twice, I'd be over going, fucking hell, Lauren, put your fucking phone away.
No, fair enough. It's the thing is, it's not getting out my phone and turning that on and then interacting with it. It is literally, I look at what the notification is, and unless it's something from Donna, then it just goes straight back in my sleeve and then done. If I needed to respond to a text from Donna, I'd go out the fucking screen.
That's it. The thing is, I don't understand. The reason why I go to the cinema is to turn off. So my phone goes in my fucking pocket and I go, that's it. I'm done. And to the point of where, on the very, very few occasions that I have to use a bathroom in the cinema, which is barely any, 1 in every 10, 15 movies, I don't even check my phone when I'm going to the bathroom there. Because then it puts the idea of, it takes me out of, the cinema essentially is my happy place to go to. And I want to just, that's it. Once I'm there and sat down, boom, I'm gone. So there is that. And I can see why people have become more aggrieved with going to the cinema. If everything was available at home to watch and you could pay even more, let's say it's 10 at the cinema, you could pay 20 quid to watch any film that's in the cinema at home, I'd still go to the cinema quite a lot. But I'd probably watch stuff at home as well. So, for instance, Wonder Woman. I'd still go to the cinema to see Wonder Woman. Yeah. But I'd probably watch at home. and I've
I
already
agree
watched
with that
Colossal.
entirely.
But in saying that, I'll still go and watch Wonder Woman, and I'll still go and watch Baywatch at the cinema. But I'd probably watch more, and Noel raises a very good point there. Netflix, Amazon Prime, and cinema and everything has basically meant that you shouldn't really need to pirate nowadays. In a similar way as Spotify has basically eliminated who the fuck would illegally download a CD nowadays? What the fuck? Why would you do that? Nobody does.
Something to add to the conversation.
Yeah.
You know The Circle, the James Ponsoldt film.
Yes.
Tom Hanks, Emma Watson.
Yeah.
It's coming direct to Netflix in the UK.
Is it? Fucking hell.
Yeah, like Netflix just tweeted it.
Wow.
They haven't put. I don't think they put a release date on it. But yeah, it bombed in the US. To be fair, like it didn't do very well. But there's bombed and there's
got decent reviews though, didn't it? Or okay reviews. Just didn't make money.
Reviews, I think. But there's bombed, and then there's no UK distributor will release a film starring Tom Hanks, Emma Watson, and John Boyega.
I mean, in US it took just shy of 27 million off a 18 million budget. So yeah, it's not made money, but it's not a fucking an unmitigated disaster. I think it come out the same fucking week as Fate of the Furious.
It might have. That is.
I think it did.
I wonder if there's a. Sorry, I'm just going to skip to the end of the trailer and see if they put a date on it. Only on that 30th of June.
2 days after fucking.
Oakja, innit? Is it?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, that's a heavy weekend on Netflix. Bloody hell, though. I mean, so there you go.
Like I say that, that's not like that movie, was an unmitigated disaster. It lost money in the sense that, it cost 18 million, it made 26, but it's not like it cost 18 and it made 4.
But that's the thing, like, that is a film that I wouldn't have seen in the cinema. I would have watched on Netflix in a year. And now I can watch it on Netflix the day it's like kind of
that's it.
Essentially out in the UK,
We'll have 2 films reviewed that week,
and they're both Netflix films.
Yeah, both Netflix films. One of them we would have. And can we just point out the other thing there? Is that the last fucking Bong Joon-ho film, Snowpiercer, never got a UK release. Yeah. Has it even had a UK Blu-ray release yet?
No, it's actually no. It's like literally doesn't have a distributor.
Yeah, it doesn't have a distributor in the UK, yet you can watch it on Netflix. And let's be honest, it's a certain type of film fan that would think that Netflix is bad for cinema, and they're the type of people who will, I guarantee you, be watching a new Bong Joon-ho film.
They are the people who very, very badly want to write professionally.
Yeah.
And I think the people who write professionally are probably okay with Netflix.
Yeah.
The casual fan is okay with Netflix. It's the person who wants to be seen as caring more about the theatrical experience than anybody else.
Yeah, and the thing is, right, we are 2 film fans who do a podcast that we don't make money off, and we're doing it because we love film, but we also travelled hours and spent quite a lot of money, to go and watch a 70mm print of The Hateful Eight, just because we wanted to see that fucking movie in the cinematic experience in that. So it's not like we don't give a shit about the cinematic experience.
I travelled to Manchester to watch Prometheus in fucking IMAX.
We did indeed, yes.
Yes, and you did. And, and I will travel for Dunkirk.
And I will as well.
So...
And you know what? If time permitted and everything like that, if the only place Dunkirk's playing 70mm is London, I'll look at it and go, fuck it, yeah, why not, if I can do it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm very much hoping that the Manchester print works has something going on there. So, the thing is, I mean, like, because that's a proper IMAX size as well. That's the key thing. It's either
it's not large screen experience. That's proper fucking IMAX.
Yes, exactly. It's either 70mm film, or if it has to be digital IMAX but proper IMAX, I will take that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting discussion. It's one that I think is going to be a moot point very, very soon, because it just kind of feels like it is the way of it now.
Mm.
You know,
it is, and I think it is for the good. Like I say, I will still lament the fact that I won't be able to see the new Martin Scorsese film in the cinemas, but I still believe that I will get to see it in the cinema.
I think Picture House will probably put on screenings.
Yeah, there'll be screenings. It'll probably launch. My prediction is that will launch on a Friday night on Netflix. On the Sunday night, you will be able to watch it in Picture House cinemas.
It'll be something like that, you know. And fair play, I'll watch it at home.
Yeah, and there'll probably be a Netflix hosted Q&A.
Yeah, there'll probably be like a satellite event or something like that, you know. Which, in that case, if that's the case, then that might get me to go out to the bloody cinema.
The thing is, if there's no cinema screening on the horizon of it, I'll watch it on Netflix the night it comes out. If it's a week, if I have to wait a week to see it in the cinema, fuck it, I'll wait a week to see it in the cinema.
Okay, fair enough.
It'll be one of those for me. Ian, how have you enjoyed the return of Twin Peaks?
Okay, how have I enjoyed the first 4 episodes of season 3 of Twin Peaks? I've enjoyed it immensely. Oh my. It's the Twin Peaks that we know and love. It's the Lynch that we know and love. It's the opening 20 minutes of episode 3. The almost parodically, how much of this can you tolerate, casual fan that I like of Lynch. It's absolutely everything that I want. But I really just want Nice Cooper back. I am so wanting Nice Cooper back that I spent 45 minutes of my day yesterday walking around Tesco listening to the Diane audio tapes from Audible just because I wanted Nice Cooper. I'm a massive fan of this so far, and the fact that every episode ends with just a musical number is, with movie-style credits at the end, perfection. I am very, very, very high on this so far.
Yeah, it's good. It feels. I say I was quite nervous about it really, in going into it. In fact, I'll be honest. When we started watching the first episode, I came up with a really strange sensation, really strange feeling as it started, in the sense that I very nearly turned out of X and said, I don't want to do it. I don't want to watch it. I got a really fucking weird feeling.
What scene?
No, just literally just as it started.
Oh wow, okay.
As I hit play and thought, oh god, I'm about to watch new Twin Peaks. I don't want it. I got kind of like a bit of a weird fear thing of what if it's shit and it ruins the whole thing for me. You know, and it quickly kind of passed. And I think that what they've done, it's interesting that this is because the thing about Twin Peaks is it's often perceived that Twin Peaks is a David Lynch property, whereas people forget the fact that you've also got Mark Frost in there as well, and then you've got essentially 30 episodes really of the initial run, and it's not all Lynch, it's like 6 of them, so that there are other people's eyes there. It's interesting that this is very much Lynch's eye. This is very much what Lynch is wanting to show you. It's very much his and Mark Frost's imagination that is on screen, and very much more Lynch because he's written and is directing them. So there's an adjustment period, I think, in watching it, of taking it and going, okay, and don't wrong, Lynch directed the majority of the best sort of 7 or 8 episodes of the entire show are directed by Lynch. So there is that to kind of take in, and it's all strange to go back to this place, but we're going back to it with 25 years worth of life experience for Lynch and how he's changed on it, and how his thoughts are with it, because it is his world. So there's that's interesting, but it very much is Peaks, but the majority of Peaks, first two series, is set in Twin Peaks. Things happen outside of Twin Peaks, but you hear about them, or you're told about them.
Well, I mean,
you see them happening.
Is it literally just James and the Blonde?
Yeah, that's it. That's all that happens outside.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. And that happens, just up the fucking road.
Yeah.
Whereas here, we're getting shown bits in New York, in Vegas, and all over the place. And that's a little bit, okay, right. It's setting it start out and saying, look, this is Peaks, but there's other stuff going on. And what I have a feeling that's happening is we've got 18 episodes, is it? Is it 18 episodes?
Yeah.
I just put that out of thin air. When I said that, I thought,
you're right. It is.
We've got 18 episodes, and what I have a feeling is we're doing is we're going to get the first maybe 6 of those. So the first third of it is going to be building and then dragging you to Peaks, and everything is heading there to Twin Peaks, but it's building up this new world, that's saying, look, yeah, this is Twin Peaks, but we've got to get there again. We're not just going to drop you there. We're going to take you back there. And I like that there's stuff going on, and there's a lot of fucking plates spinning at the moment, and not all of them at the moment involve Dale Cooper. But I have a feeling they're all going to involve Dale Cooper, and they're all going to, it's all going to come into being around this story and around the story. What is it? My favourite moment, and the moment, are we going to do this episodically, or we should talk about the whole fucking thing?
Just talk about the whole thing.
Cool. My favourite moment of the whole fucking thing is a musical drop and a character's reaction to something. Where it happens, and I think you already know the bit, and I went, oh, fuck, that is magnificent. That was the moment where, I'll be honest, I was a little bit like, I'm enjoying this, but it doesn't quite feel like Peaks yet. The minute that moment happened, I was, oh God, that's magnificent. That's fantastic. And it's the Laura's theme and Bobby's reaction to it.
Looking at a photo and going, just like, doesn't he say, like, Laura Palmer?
And then he breaks down, and the Laura's theme tune kicks in, and it's like, wow, that's fucking next level shit. That is so magnificently managed. That is what makes and has made this show a cut above most TV shows in its history.
Oh God,
it's moments like that, and it was just, that's brilliant.
I mean, it's interesting. It's been interesting in these early ones with like the returning cast. I mean, obviously, the credits say starring Carl McLaughlin, and then the rest of the cast. So it's very much the Carl McLaughlin show, and that's great. But it's interesting the use of the pre-existing characters so far. Like, I like that Andy and Lucy and Hawk have been in it so much. The log lady, bless her, Catherine Coulson looked fucking ill there. Like,
well, she's
dead. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, so I'm guessing that it's weird the fact that they must have shot that. Lynch must have shot that, literally knowing that this was going to happen.
Yeah, no, quite. And I mean, like, I am fucking convinced Bowie is in this series. And
I have a feeling he is. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm convinced he is.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, thankfully, that photo that they took of him 2 days before his death. I mean, yeah, it could have been touched up and he could have been heavily made up, but you know, like, he still looked.
He didn't look like he was.
He didn't look like he was on death's. Yeah, he did not look like he was on death's door. So here's hoping there, because that would be lovely. That would be so cool. But yeah, like it's weird. I'm looking forward to the other returning characters coming more into it. Like, you got a little bit of Shelley, and James, and it kind of feels like maybe we're going to get some more there. And, you know, I suppose, are Bobby and Shelley still together? You know, and
don't think they are.
No, I don't
from
think.
what I gather from it.
No, I mean, I don't think they are either. But then it's like Shelley saying, like, you know, James was always cool. It's like, well, oh shit, could something be happening there? Maybe, even though like they were talking about that other girl, like maybe liking him or something. It's, you know, it's. I'm looking forward to getting into that stuff. I am.
I am, but I think it's interesting the fact that
I'm
4 episodes in.
I'm enjoying the other stuff.
And we've not had much time spent with with existing Pete's characters. It's been a lot of new characters kind of introduced, but I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that's the thing. So am I, and I'm surprised by that because I want the other characters. You know, I mean, frankly, if Richard Beamer and David Patrick Kelly, if that's the only scene with those two characters, cool. It's just nice to see that their dynamic is still there. I'm sure we'll see them again, but it was lovely having that silly scene there. Like, and I would be fine with that.
Yeah, the fact that David Patrick Kelly has become a stoner, but a capitalist stoner. Is such a Lynch, essentially sticking his fucking fingers up at stoners and going, oh yeah, great, that, fantastic. You know, you've got all these weed shops, and you've got, you know, it's all, you know, it's legal now. You can do it legally if you've got, you know, earache or anything like that. You can get a Medicard for anything. And essentially, we've legalised weed without legalising it to be sold in fucking newsagents, but we've legalised it. And isn't it brilliant? Isn't it fantastic? However, all you've done is you've given these capitalist fucks carte blanche to fuck you over on it and mass-produce shit. And you are fucking lapping it up, and all they're doing is growing a fucking beard and pretending that they're like you. They're not. They're dicks.
But it feels perfect.
It feels perfectly pitched. It feels right.
Yeah, you know, that is Jerry Horn.
It is, and the fact that you've got, you know, Ashley Judd's playing the secretary. Everybody who listens to the podcast knows how I feel about Ashley Judd. Yeah. She's marvellous.
Yeah. So that, I mean, you've got that stuff, but then Carl McLaughlin is being asked to do so much in this, and he's fucking nailing it.
He's played what, 3 characters so far?
Yeah, I'd say 3 characters. Yeah, I mean,
and he'll play 4 at least by the end of it.
So we've got Cooper in the lodge, Cooper outside the lodge.
Also, he's played Cooper in the lodge, Cooper outside the lodge, Mr. C, you know, Evil Dale.
Yeah.
We'll get, hopefully, you'd think, we'll get proper Dale Cooper. And there's this weird Dougie character.
I love Dougie.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah. It's great. I mean, it feels like I haven't seen this like talked about. I'm kind of surprised. It feels like David Lynch watched Being There just before making this film. Like, it feels like McLaughlin is channeling Peter Sellers here.
He is, but he also looks a little bit like when he was in the Lodge, Dale Cooper. I was looking going, who the fuck does he look like? Do you know what he fucking looks like? Reagan. He looks like Ronald fucking Reagan.
That's a good shout.
It's interesting. The mind fuckery of episode 3 is fantastic. That is Lynch going, like you say, oh yeah, casual viewers, people who've jumped on the bandwagon, which is no fucking problem. If you've jumped on the bandwagon now and you're giving Peaks a go, fantastic. Not gonna get fucking precious about it. I promise I'm not. But it's like he's gone, this is the shit you're going to be interested in. See that owl? Yeah. Not what it seems. This is the shit you're going to get, is the weirdness of that. And it was fantastic. With the fact that you can tell that Lynch is doing all the sound design on this
Yeah.
because it is so. Everything is pointed and has a meaning and is weird, and it was that episode 3 was fantastic. I think it's even a standalone piece of just filmmaking.
It was a short film. It was a short film.
Yeah,
in the
absolutely.
middle of Twin Peaks. It was great.
And it's brilliant. But as an episode of television, as a 47-minute episode of television, it is impossible, I think, not to be absolutely transfixed and end that and go, okay, some shit happened there, but I don't know what. But we're gonna find out, maybe or maybe not.
That's the bit. I don't think that stuff gets referenced again. I think that was it for that.
It's done. Yeah.
It was just like that is the portal or whatever between the lodge and the real world, but stripping Cooper of like turning him into Rain Man. You know, and I don't think it's going to be explained. I don't want it to be explained. It was just a sensory experience and fine.
It was typical Lynch doing that's Inland Empire Lynch.
Yeah, no,
I've got an idea. How's it relate to the story? What? Well, how's it relate to the story, David? What the hell are you talking about? I've got this idea and I want it to be episode 3. So it doesn't relate to the story. I don't know what you're talking about, but this is episode 3.
But then so I'm loving that avant-garde stuff, but at the same time,
yeah.
I genuinely was tearing up when the chromatics were on, and like it was just the end of episode 2 with those credits, and it was just like he's fucking done it.
Yeah.
You know,
he has because by the end, because up to that point I was a little bit going, okay, but this is a new Twin Peaks, and it doesn't feel like the old Twin Peaks, and then the minute you got to the Roadhouse. And you had that, and you had Shelley, you had the familiar characters. I was like, I feel fine, and I feel settled again now, and I'm back to going. But it is Twin Peaks, fantastic, and you leave it going. Yeah, I'm fine with this. I want to know what's happening with Matthew Lillard. That's a good story angle.
It's a great storyline.
You know, the casting I think has been spot on so far. Yeah, there's so much going on. I even didn't dislike the Michael Cera bit.
Right, yeah, because I was alluding to that on WhatsApp for fucking days.
Don't get me wrong, I'm watching it going, fucking hate that guy. He's shit. But I can sit through 5 minutes of him doing a weirdly bad Marlon Brando impression. Because every few seconds it cuts to
Robert Forster
going and just kind of putting up with this bullshit because he clearly has affection for Lucy and Andy.
It's just Andy and Lucy's reactions, like how proud they are.
And it keeps coming back to him and he's like,
brilliant.
You're gonna feel like if it had gone on for 2 or 3 minutes more, or he'd have pulled out a little bit more bullshit, he'd have gone, if you continue this, I'm going to shoot in the fucking face.
Do you think that's it for Wally Brando?
Do you know what? On one hand, I hope it is, and on another hand, I hope it isn't. If it is, I'm fine with it. If it isn't, and Robert Forster doesn't fucking call him on his bullshit, then it'll go too far for me. But I have a feeling that that'll be it. That's what. There was a big long list of people that are going to be in this.
Yeah.
And not all of them are going to be main characters.
No, I mean, like, Christ, they got that Michael Bisping, the fighter, in, just as that security guard.
Yeah.
And, and actually, that's another thing as well, because Mike was talking about this on WhatsApp a while back. That girl, Mike was saying that she was going to be the lead in, or like one of the leads in the new...
Yeah, the girl who was in Betas, the Netflix series, which was actually really quite good.
Yeah. Was that it for those two characters?
I don't know. I kind of hope it's not, because she's a very, very pretty girl.
She's a good-looking girl, but it kind of feels like, right, they were just there for that bit, and now that's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, and I genuinely think that might be it for Michael Cera. I think it was they got him in for one night. And
you just
did that, and now he's in Twin Peaks lore as Andy and Lucy's son. Job done.
Yeah, who's got a Brando obsession.
Yeah.
But then we've still got people like Monica Bellucci's going to turn up at some point. And, David Koechner is turning up at some point.
Laura Dern as Diane.
Oh, yeah, she's got to be, hasn't she?
I can't wait. I cannot, because, obviously the end of episode 4, it was like, they were referring to she's going to know, blah, blah, blah.
Vedder and Trent Reznor are in this at some point.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, there's all sorts of people, and it's just, the next 14 episodes are going to be so much fun.
Yeah, I just noticed something on the casting here. I've just noticed that Harry Dean Stanton's playing a guy called Carl, and he's called Carl in Fire Walk With Me. I want to see if he's listed as Carl Rudd, I think he's called in the cast listing here. Carl Rod. I want to see if he's called Carl Rod in Fire Walk With Me. Because if it is, I can't wait for how they're going to drag that same character back in.
Oh no,
he's playing the same fucking character.
He's totally the same character.
He's the same character. Oh, I can't wait for that.
The exciting thing about this is that Lynch has already said, like, this is the conclusion of the story.
So this is going to be it then.
And I totally feel like, that 18 episodes, go out on your own terms.
Yeah.
Finish the story. Please, for the love of God, let Good Cooper be there when it ends. Like, if Good Cooper can get with Sherilyn Fenn, I'd be done. That'd be fine. That's too traditional, though, so it's not going to happen.
Because that's it. But then again, it could do, because it's Twin Peaks.
It'd be so... It just... Cooper...
It would be a Peaks thing that could happen. The thing is, because in the end of the 4th episode, you've got Albert and... what's his name? Gordon Cole talking and saying, that didn't seem like Coop. We need to bring somebody in. Do you still know where she lives?
Yeah.
Are you still in contact with her? No, but I know where she drinks. Audrey, isn't it?
Ah, fuck!
What?
No, you're right. I wanted.
You think it was?
I wanted it to be Diane, but you're so incredibly...
it could be.
You're so incredibly right, though. Like, it's gonna... But would it be Audrey? Why would it be Audrey, though? Like, why would it be Audrey?
Because they're just it's a special relationship. But if you think it's Dan, yeah, you could be right on that one, actually.
Oh.
That could be how they introduced Dan.
Oh, fuck me.
That's it. We're 4 episodes in, and there's already so much has happened, but there's so much to happen. And the thing is, what's been magnificent about this whole thing is, we've no idea where the fuck it's going.
No. And I want to watch it all again. I watched all 4 episodes on Monday.
Did you?
I was up until way past midnight watching it all.
I want to know why Jacoby's spray painting.
Oh, those shovels.
Those shovels go.
Why is he doing that?
Yeah.
Even though it would be good if he's just never seen again. And it's just like...
That's it. It's I just want more now.
There's no episode this week. Well, nope. Episodes 3 and 4 play in the US and on Sky Atlantic, even though they're already on demand. Even though I noticed episodes 3 and 4 actually expire on Now TV in the next couple of days.
Oh, that's interesting. But will they kick back on again because they're on again?
I'm assuming they would just expire for like a day and then pop back up.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming we get episode 5 next week.
Yes, we do get episode 5 next week.
So that will do. But yeah, it's I am incredibly pleased with it.
Yes.
And I'm so glad. I'm so fucking glad you are.
Yes, and that's it. I had reservations throughout the first episode, but they were just... I think part of it was nerves. That sounds really weird and sad, but it was.
it just like I watched the first 20 minutes on the train on Monday morning, which isn't my ideal way of watching this, but I needed to fucking watch it, and I was at a point where I was just like, I'm just gonna like tell my work I'm not coming in today because fuck you. And
but I just
wanted to watch it
because normally I'd have powered through all fucking 4 episodes on Monday night, but I had a 12-hour shift Monday, and then a 12-hour shift Tuesday, and then a 12-hour shift Wednesday, and so I was very much like leaving the house at like 8 in the morning, like 7:30 in the morning, then not getting home till 8:30 at night.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't want to watch it tired, and I don't want to make myself too tired to watch it tomorrow night. So I'm having to watch it in like the first 2 episodes, and then episode 3. Then I watched episode 4 last night. So yeah, it's I'm very, very excited about the next one.
And I mean, like, I know it sounds horrible, but it kind of feels like Lynch probably can't do another season because people keep on fucking dying. Like, you know, I mean, it does. I know it sounds horrible, but just the in memory ofs at the end of the credits, it was like, Jesus fucking Christ!
It hammers home that this isn't a reboot.
Yeah.
This isn't a reboot of a TV show that was on 25 years ago. This is a continuation of a story that happened in a TV show 25 years ago. And, you know, Lynch is in his 70s.
Like, it's. I mean, like, just seeing him getting that standing ovation at Cannes, and like, how did you see that?
Yeah.
Like, that was genuinely moving, I thought.
It was, because it did feel a little bit, because I mean, his last experience of Cannes Peaks related was the fucking knobheads booing
Fire Walk With Me, yeah.
Fire Walk With Me. You know, and then for them to be doing that, it's a little bit like, you know, because he has spoken about it previously, about the fact that it did get to him, and it did upset him, the booing of What Is It, because he did feel a little bit like, hang on a minute, I don't know why you're booing it. And he couldn't work it out, and he said, I think you're booing it because it's not because you didn't like the movie it was, because it's not the movie you thought it was going to be. Yeah,
there you go. And I mean, Jesus Christ, like, if I was at fucking Cannes and episode 2 ending with the chromatics and whatnot, I probably would have tried running up to him to fucking kiss him. You know, it just.
But in the same way as that, if I was at Cannes and I was sat next to somebody who tried to start fucking booing Fire Walk With Me, I'd have probably been just released from prison now.
Nice. It's I don't know, man. I mean, like, geez, I mean, I am a new fan to Twin Peaks. You know what I mean? Like, I am a fully fucking paid up member at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I really, really am. But fucking how relieved I am for you and Mike as well, and Paul. You know, because I know they were talking about it on CSBP this week, and they were pleased with it as well. And just. Oh man. I mean, like, fucking Monday afternoon, I spent 5 hours of my shift listening to that 7-hour megacast that they put out. And you know, and it was just, like, so, I just want it all the time. I want it all the time.
Yeah, but I've been through that. I've read the Dale Cooper diaries, I've got the book, and I've read the Laura Palmer diaries. So yeah, I've absolutely been there.
I mean, I'm an hour into the audiobook of The Secret History of Twin Peaks, and it's fucking mental.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Listening to that as well.
It's like, all right, tie in Lewis and Clark with the Black Lodge. Why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Great. And it's only the first hour, you know. So it's. Bravo. I mean, obviously, you know, we're not nearly done talking about it, but we'll take a week off next week through having to. But it's so good.
It is. Ian, what are you watching this week then, other than Twin Peaks and War Machine?
Okay, so this morning I took Lottie to go see a film that literally, I looked on the Cineworld listings yesterday, it was like, what the fuck's that then? I showed her the trailer, and she was like, can we go to the cinema now? So it's a film called Spark. It's a CG animation where, right, how to describe this? It's a planet called Bana, as in banana.
Yeah.
And there are monkeys, space monkeys. And an evil guy gets a space kraken, and it makes a big black hole that most of the planet Bana gets sucked into. But a little boy, Spark, a little baby at the time, is saved, and he's kept protected on this rock planet by a pig and what's she, like, walking tiger thing, I think. And he has a robotic nanny called Banani. A little quiz for you, or a little guess.
Yeah.
What the fuck esteemed actress do you think could be voicing a robot nanny called Banani?
See, I'm looking at the cast now. Is it Hilary Swank?
No.
Is it not?
Hilary Swank plays his mum. Susan Sarandon.
Is it Susan Sarandon?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Like, and I didn't know she was in it at first. And she kind of narrates the start, which is weird because she doesn't narrate any of the rest of it. But it was like, hang a fucking bout. Is that Susan Sarandon? And the credits, it was like, yeah, it was. And yeah, Hilary Swank's in it, and Jessica Biel's in it, and Patrick Stewart's in it. And
it's directed by Cronenberg's nephew, isn't it?
Really? Is that who it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, he wrote it as well, because it said written and directed by whoever the fuck.
Yeah, it's directed by Cronenberg's nephew.
Oh, that's funny. It's not particularly Cronenbergian, I must say. It's so yeah. I mean, basically, it turns into he grows up and he discovers that his uncle is basically taken over the planet, and his mother is like trapped, and like his uncle wants to marry his mum, and blah blah blah. Lottie had 2 pee breaks. We're the only people in the cinema. I just want to say, before I say this, we moved seats maybe 8 times.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, which was delightful. I don't let her, believe me, if there is one other person in the cinema, I don't let her do it. But we needed her out of the house, because Donna had a client round doing, the family of clients round doing a photography session, so we needed her out of the house. So it was like, right, no, we're staying here. So I watched it. She kind of watched it. She said that her favourite part was when she was dancing at the end. So that probably says something. Lottie has a habit, like many kids seem to have, at the end of a film, just wanting to go to the front and dance.
All right.
Which a lot of kids seem to do. It's weird. Like, literally, she will ask me, like, half an hour into the film, can I go dance now? It's like, no, watch the film. She doesn't do it all the time. Like, Beauty and the Beast, she was fucking terrified. So, she was terrified for a bit of it, but I'm sounding like an awful father. But no,
you're really not.
But no, thank you. But no, Spark. I mean, it's I actually thought it was all right. It's no great shakes, but the kid in it, like whoever the fuck voices the kid, he's actually quite endearing. The action in it is fun. I'm like spacey sci-fi stuff I can get on board with anyway, and it's got plenty of that. And Patrick Stewart's character gets it's a running joke where he gets electrocuted, which was kind of bizarre, which I quite enjoyed. So yeah, I didn't hate it actually.
Good.
Yeah, it was opening weekend. We were the only 2 people in there, so that probably says something. But it was all right. And Susan Sarandon's character in the 3rd act gets modified to have a shitload of weapons, so that was weird. Okay, what else did I watch? Yeah, a film that you were surprised that I'd never seen before.
I was surprised you'd never seen this before.
Yeah, Beetlejuice. Never seen Beetlejuice before. So yeah, I enjoyed Beetlejuice, even though I wish there was more Beetlejuice in it.
There's actually not a lot of Beetlejuice in it.
No, like literally, for the first 2/3, he's maybe in 2 scenes.
Yeah.
And then he's in it quite a bit at the end. And yeah, I was kind of surprised by like the fact that he was a bad guy as well. I didn't really kind of see that coming. But
he's in it. He's in it on screen for. I knew there's a fact about this. He's only in it for 17.5 minutes.
Yeah, I'd believe that. That sounds about right. But yeah, I mean, Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin and Winona Ryder, they're very good in it. Catherine O'Hara, I read that she replaced kind of like a late stage replaced Angelica Houston, and
yeah.
I would have liked to have seen Angelica Houston in it. But Catherine O'Hara is good, and a noted pervert Jeffrey Jones is. Well, yeah, no, he is. He did actually have like child shit, didn't he?
He has a penchant for young girls, but you have to preface it with the fact that it wasn't. He's not a paedophile.
Okay, yeah. All right, fair enough. Yeah. So, which fucking there's a guy in work, Jordan Jones, who.
Is he related?
No. But whenever I do something called floor walk on occasion at work, which basically means whenever people have questions, they come up to me and like I'm the person they ask, and I always want to call him Jordan Jeffrey Jones, and then never do, just on the off chance that someone else in the office knows who Jeffrey Jones is.
Yeah.
Because he's quite a gregarious chap, and I don't know, I think he'd quite enjoy it, even though he wouldn't know what it meant. Not because he's dumb, just because it's a film reference. Like, I just want to swing around and go, Jordan Jeffrey Jones, how can I help you? But then it's like, I'm kind of inferring he's a paedophile. And I don't want to. Anyway, I enjoyed it. Good practical effects. I'd see the sequel if it did ever come out. Maybe it'll go to Netflix. Wouldn't that make people happy? The bit at the end where he's in the waiting room and talking about how he's got an appointment with GQ, and they've been trying to get him for years. Fucking, that made me laugh. I assume a lot of his shit was improvised, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, a lot of his stuff was just improvised and just there. It's a great film. I've spoken about on the podcast before. It's such a weird film. I'd like to see a sequel, but I also wouldn't, because I'd like to have seen a sequel that Tim Burton would have made of it, near 30 years ago. I'm not sure I'd like to see one that he's made now. I did really like his last movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen Miss Peregrine yet. I need to go on that.
Yeah, like I say, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm very surprised if you don't enjoy it, is what I'd say.
I'm waiting for that fucker to be a cheap rent on iTunes. As soon as it's a cheap rent on iTunes, there you go. And finally for me, Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within. $140 million this fucker cost.
Yeah. When was that in?
Like the early noughties.
Yeah, so it's not like it cost $140 million was released 2 years ago.
Like that. So with inflation, that thing is probably like actually $180 million.
I'd say it's closer to 200.
Yeah, could well be. What the fuck? So it was on Netflix, and it was an hour and 45 minutes long.
Yeah.
That was my reasoning for watching it. I could barely describe the plot to you if I tried. And I'll try. Okay, so the world is being besieged by these phantoms. They call them phantoms, and an hour into the film, there's a plot twist when it's revealed that they are ghosts of creatures from another planet. You're calling them phantoms. Anyway, so yeah, they've besieged the Earth, they fucked up Earth. Now, a doctor, voiced by, I believe, E.R.'s Ming Na, is trying to capture 8 spirits found in random things around the world to make a wave pattern which would directly correspond to the Phantom's wave pattern, and so would cancel them out and destroy them.
I'm betting this makes sense if you play the games.
Apparently it's completely... Because the thing is with the games, they're all completely separate stories, apart from... The guy in work was telling me about this. There's a character called Sid in every single one of them. I've played one Final Fantasy game, Final Fantasy 15. I can confirm there is a character called Sid in that game. Also, in the games, in every single one, there is an animal called a chocobo. Now, there is a chocobo in Final Fantasy 15. I didn't spot any chocobos in the film. So there's that. Now, Alec Baldwin leads a team of soldiers that also includes the one from Frasier who's not the British, the Roz. Roz from Frasier, Steve Buscemi, and Ving Rhames. So yeah, it's Alec Baldwin and them. Alec Baldwin looks like he was supposed to be voiced by Ben Affleck, but then Ben Affleck decided to pull out.
We had this conversation, didn't we?
It's weird. He really, really fucking looks like Ben Affleck, and I believe that's going to lead into something for you. But yeah, and James Woods wants to fire a cannon. So he's the military guy. He just wants to blow the Phantoms up. But it seems like whenever you hit the Phantoms, they die, but then they kind of multiply and become worse. So, and Donald Sutherland plays Dr. Sid. So this film was really expensive because they really wanted to get the hair to work.
Yes. Going back to that, it was the most expensive movie made in 2001 by about 20 million.
This is the thing. Do
you know what the second most expensive movie of 2001 was? Harry Potter and the Sorcerers of Philosopher's Stone.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Right? Yep. It's amazing, but the Planet of the Apes remake was made in 2001, and that only cost $100 million.
Yeah, there you go.
That would be a $200 million movie nowadays. Yeah. I reckon.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
I mean,
I forgot it even existed.
The thing is, it kind of feels like it might be a similar to King Arthur situation where there was a lot of development costs from previous things like piled into it. Yeah. But it almost bankrupted Square, which is they're now a publishing giant. But they developed the Final Fantasy films and whatnot, games and whatnot, and this was their big move into films, and they partnered up with Sony for it. And the film looks like your average video game cutscene these days. It's really weird that this, but then again, it's just what processing power was like back then. And the thing is, it's all tied to this story, which feels like Avatar before Avatar, with a little bit of aliens mixed in there. But it feels like somebody went into the future, watched Avatar in a second language, and then came back to the past and said, I've seen this film from the future, which is the highest grossing film ever made. This is what its story was. So let's try and get in there quick. And they've just, missed bits. And Alec Baldwin's in there looking like Ben Affleck. It's guff.
Yeah, it doesn't sound fantastic.
Yeah, it's guff. But I give it a half star because and the thing is, I saw this in the cinema back in the day, right? 16 years ago. The only two things I ever remembered about this film was Steve Buscemi's character dies about an hour in. And spoiler alert, never mind. The last line of the film is Donald Sutherland saying, "It's warm."
That's it. Is there a context behind that?
Well, the thing is, it's basically the waves have been collapsed together, and it seems to have created a brand new world. And Dr. Sid is there, and he like feels this stuff going up into the atmosphere, and he goes, "It's warm." And then, like 20 seconds later, the film ends.
Oh, that's mad.
It's warm, bud. It's warm. It's absolute fucking bobbins, and I'm not surprised it almost bankrupted a studio, because why? Why? And that's me for this week.
That's you for this week. Cool. I've only actually really watched one thing. Actually, I actually had a look and realised that the other thing I don't know if you've still got it, but there's an app that brings up a movie of the day for iTunes.
One. Yeah.
Yeah. And I still have that, and I still have it on notification. It goes off at 8:39 every day and tells me what movie it is. And the majority of days I look at it and go, whenever it crops up. But there are occasions where it crops up and I go, fuck it, yeah, I'm going to have that. Well, this week it cropped up with the movie on Wednesday. It was Jumping Jack Flash, the Whoopi Goldberg movie.
Oh, yeah, you actually bought it. Okay, brilliant.
Flash movie.
Good for you.
Yeah, and I bought it. So I started watching that, but I haven't finished watching it, so I'll talk about that next week. The other film I watched was on Friday night. On Amazon Prime, I rewatched the movie Boiler Room, the Ben Younger movie, which stars Johnny Ribisi, Vin Diesel. I think around the same year that Pitch Black, the year after Pitch Black came out, but the year before Fast and Furious came out. There's also got Ben Affleck in there. It's a late night, early noughties Giovanni Ribisi movie, so of course Nicky Cat is also in it as well. Ron Rifkin's in it, Scott Caan's in it, and Tom Everett Scott is also in it. It is kind of loosely based or inspired by Jordan Belfort, the man who obviously we saw Wolf of Wall Street, who made out of his life story as an official life story of him. But this kind of takes the idea of what he was doing and then mixes it up enough for it not to be liable and then made a movie of. So, start with, have you ever seen Boiler Room?
No, I actually have not, no.
Have you not?
No.
I won't give away too much then of it, because I will say you should watch it. Could easily watched as a train movie.
Sweet, okay, that sounds good.
Could easily watched over a couple of sit-ins for a train movie. But the start of the movie...
How about a treadmill film?
I could say it could probably supposed to be a treadmill film, yeah.
Stuff. Yep, great.
Joanna Ribisi plays a guy called Seth Davis, a 19-year-old kid who's running a casino out of his house because he's dropped out of college. He comes from a fairly wealthy background. His dad, played by Ron Rifkin, is a federal judge, and he has a long-term a high school friend turns up at his unlicensed casino one night, just as they're about to kind of shut up the night, although it is technically a 24/7 business that he's running. The kid's played by what's his name?
Giovanni Ribisi?
Jamie Kennedy.
Oh,
played his friend.
Okay.
He's not in it much, so that's worry about. He's in it a little bit at the beginning, but not much throughout, is what I'll say.
Ooh, is he murdered? That would be nice.
No, he's not, unfortunately. He turns up with Nicky Cat and basically comes in and they start throwing around their money and saying, where are you getting that from? Turns out they work for Tom Everett Scott's TJ Marlin investment firm. And convinced Giovanni Ribisi that he should come and work for them. Ben Affleck plays the head of recruitment and has some fantastic Alec Baldwin from Glengarry Glen Ross rip-off fucking scenes in it, which the film quite literally tells you that's what they're doing.
Yeah,
which is brilliant. And then the film essentially follows him as he gets further and further into the firm and gradually starts to realise that things aren't exactly what they seem. But yeah, it kind of pictures alongside Rounders as one of those movies from sort of like the late 90s, early 90s that really should be held in higher regard but isn't.
Okay.
Vin Diesel is really fucking good in this, actually. He plays one of the other senior brokers at the firm and has some great scenes in it, but he's very good in it, actually, to be honest. But it's a really solid film. It's only hour and 40, it comes in just shy of 2 hours. And it's low budget, and you can tell it's low budget, but it's not shitty low budget. It's the type of movie that Giovanni Ribisi was making around this time.
Okay.
But yeah, it's definitely on Amazon Prime, definitely worth a watch.
It's on Amazon Prime.
If anyone's seen it and they've not watched it in a while, it does hold up, and you can see the fact that it is essentially the Jordan Belfort story, but slightly twisted so that they can't sue him.
Oh,
so that you can't sue them.
I can fucking download it. Oh,
yes,
mate, yeah,
so,
this is getting fucking watched this week. Ace.
I'd watch this week because it's good, it's solid, and it's very much it's a young director, young writer, young cast. This is a young Hollywood fucking film.
Sweet, on it.
And it feels like it.
Nice.
Which is a good thing. Great fucking soundtrack.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. It's very much a director and a writer who grew up watching sort of the films of like John Singleton and things like that. So a lot of the sort of early and mid 90s where you know black youth cinema was a big thing, and you had films like New Jack City came out, and of course Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society and films like that. Juice, you know, we covered a few of them over the past few years on the podcast. And it's a guy who grew up watching those movies, but he's going, do you know what? I can't make a movie about you know, neighborhood black kids, you know, who are selling drugs to get by and things like that. I can't make a movie about that because I'm from a well-off white family. Do you know what I can do though? I can make a movie about my fucking criminals.
Yeah.
But make it like it's one of these movies. And that's how it's shot, and it's how it's made, and how it's soundtracked, and how it works. And it's just a shame that he's only made a couple of movies since.
Yeah, no, quite. You like Bleed for this though, didn't you?
I really liked Bleed for this, yeah. I can see why others found it a little bit piffy. It's better than Bleed for this, Boiler Room.
Nah, fair enough.
Absolutely. There's a lot more cinematic. It's more cinematic than that. Because I will admit that one of the key kind of criticisms you can have Bleed for this is it does look a little bit like a TV movie.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, yes, no, quite.
Yes, that's it for what I've got this week. So we are going to double review next week, then, aren't we? With Baywatch and Wonder Woman. Early word on Wonder Woman is quite positive, isn't it?
Yeah, the early word on Baywatch is the opposite. So we'll see what happens.
But do you know what? That was always going to happen. It's a Baywatch movie. If that was a fucking Baywatch movie and it was fucking directed by Chris fucking Nolan and it starred everyone that everyone fucking loves, it'd still get fucking criticised.
Well,
Because it's a Baywatch movie.
We'll see.
And yeah, let's face it, it's a strange fucking time to make a Baywatch movie.
Wow, it's The Rock, innit? You put
It's The Rock, and it's
supposed to be franchised Viagra.
Yeah, I saw a clip from it of Zac Efron saying a character saying having to describe himself, and he described himself as 80% trill and 30% attitude.
Well, we'll see.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with just watching Zac Efron essentially just be Zac Efron. Walking around shirtless.
My child's bladder is about to. My childlike bladder is about to interrupt me.
Right, well, I shall wrap it up quickly. We have no questions, luckily, for Ian's bladder. But dudeandmonkey.com, at Dude and the Monkey, at Ian Loring, at Dude Fours. Thank you very much for listening, guys, and we shall speak to you next week. Goodbye.
We won't see you in 25 years. It'll be next week. Don't worry.